Motorsport is a team game. Everyone at the team needs to be working together for a common goal. At the same time, your teammate is your biggest competitor, the first man you need to beat. That means finding a balance between that competition and a harmonious team can be difficult. We asked for your top driver pairings in motorsport history, and here are 10 of the best. Before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that notification bell to stay up to date with all our content. At number 10 we have Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button. Neither Hamilton nor Button enjoyed the best parts of their careers while teammates at McLaren, and they had a far from perfect relationship, but the two Brits at the British team is a pairing quite a few commenters suggested. It was possibly the smoothest driver pairing Hamilton has been part of in F1, with the possible exception of Valtteri Bottas, though it wasn't without its moments, and Button admitted he probably annoyed his teammate on a few occasions. They pushed one another well, challenging each other, which got the best out of McLaren at a time when Red Bull was dominating the championship. In at number 9 is WRC duo Sebastian Loeb and Danny Sordo. Loeb and Sordo were teammates at Citroën between 2006 and 2010. In that time they had the team to 3 consecutive manufacturers' championships and won 28 of the 60 rallies they were teammates for. The pair are both top drivers and have frequently challenged one another at the top of the order, both as teammates and at separate teams, but that doesn't seem to have impacted their working relationship, as they are once again working together as Loeb returns to Citroën this year. At number 8 is Sterling Moss and Juan Manuel Fangio. Moss and Fangio were only F1 teammates for one season, but in that season they built a strong working relationship and went on to compete together in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and other sports car races. Fangio was already known as one of the best in Formula 1 by the time Moss joined him at Mercedes in 1955. Moss knew he was destined for a number 2 role, but it was a position he was happy to play for Fangio, a man he had great respect for. They worked well together, with Moss staying close behind Fangio on track and Fangio often copying Moss's setup. There was a huge amount of respect between the two drivers, to the point that Fangio may even have moved aside to let Moss win that entry in 55. No, Fangio never said if it was intentional or not. These two really seem like the dream team and would probably be my ideal pairing if I were to run a team. At number 7 we have Jamie Whincup and Craig Lowndes. V8 Supercar race winners Craig Lowndes and Jamie Whincup first raced together at the 2006 Bathurst 1000. It was an emotional weekend for Lowndes. Only weeks earlier his mentor Peter Brock passed away and a trophy in his honour would be presented to the Bathurst winner. It was fitting then that Lowndes and Whincup rose to the challenge and took the victory. It was the first of many successes the two drivers had. In the regular championship, Lowndes and Whincup were in different cars, competing against one another and every other driver on the grid. But when Bathurst came around, they were in the same car, working together. The pair managed to work well in both setups. Both took numerous wins in the main championship, and Whincup won 7 titles while they were teammates, with Lowndes never far behind. Then, while driving the same car, they took 3 back-to-back Bathurst 1000 victories. Off-track, the pair got on well, and aren't entirely unknown to have performed the odd prank now and again. When the rule came in stipulating that 2 full-time drivers couldn't share the same Bathurst 1000 entry, it looked like the Dream Team wouldn't be racing in the same car again. But with Lowndes having announced his full-time retirement at the end of last year, they'll be racing together again in the 2019 race later this year. At number 6, Frank Biella and Emmanuel Pirot. Having both enjoyed success in various series individually, Biella and Pirot came together to form a formidable endurance racing team and played a key part in solidifying Audi's endurance racing dominance. The pair took 5 Le Mans 24-hour victories, 3 with Tom Christensen and 2 with Marco Werner, as well as countless victories on the American stage, both in the Audi Works team and as part of ADT Champion Racing. Endurance racing teammates always need to have a good level of communication, but Biella and Pirot's joint success takes it to another level. Their results speak for themselves and earned a place on this list. At number 5, one of the more controversial pairings on this list, but one a lot of you guys voted for, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Rosberg and Hamilton both joined Mercedes while it was still in the process of rebuilding after rejoining the championship as a manufacturer. Things started well and both played a part for preparing for the dominant 2014, though of course their superior engine also gets a large amount of credit. After a long friendship, the pressure of battling for the title and the mind games that come with it started to take its toll on their relationship, but looking at it objectively, it doesn't seem their off-track spats have much of an impact on track. Beside the odd crash, Spain, the pair played it clean on track and didn't give anybody the chance to close in on their advantage. Most of the pairings on this list are here because of the cooperation and harmony they brought to the team, as well as the results. But Hamilton and Rosberg were able to deliver 4 world championships and off-track drama Ron Dennis would be proud of. At number 4, Jackie Stewart and Francois Sauvaire. Jackie Stewart and Francois Sauvaire had a relationship rarely seen in Formula One. Stewart was the master, having won his top first title in 1969, and Sauvaire his apprentice. Stewart took the young Frenchman under his wing, teaching him everything he knew, while Sauvaire played the perfect supporting role at Tyrrell in their 4 years as teammates, helping Stewart take 2 more titles. Unlike many first and second drivers, Stewart was preparing Sauvaire to take over as team leader when he retired at the end of 1973. The handover would have created a smooth transition for the team and would no doubt have resulted in Sauvaire challenging to become the first French Formula One champion. Sadly, fate intervened. Sauvaire crashed during practice for the US Grand Prix, the final race of the season, and died at the scene. At number 3 is Mario Andretti and Ronnie Peterson. Mario Andretti wasn't thrilled when he found out Ronnie Peterson would be his teammate in 1978. No top driver wants a quicker driver as a teammate, and Peterson was the quickest man on the grid. But Peterson knew, after all the work Andretti put into rebuilding Lotus, that the American would be favourite for 78. He took the number 2 driver and learned from Andretti. In the second half of the year, he was able to challenge Andretti at the front of the field, though he always stuck to the agreement he'd made at the start of the year. The pair became good friends. In a letter to his younger self, Andretti said Peterson was beautiful and handsome and one of the nicest guys in the world. Their time as teammates also came to an end in a tragic accident. In the same race Andretti won the title, Peterson suffered a horrific crash that claimed his life. Something a little different now at number 2, Jimmy Johnson and Chad Niles. For those that don't watch NASCAR, Niles wasn't a teammate in the same sense as the rest of the drivers on this list, but was actually Johnson's crew chief. But not being in a car doesn't make him any less of a racer, and the pair took a record-tying 7 titles together. Johnson and Niles were partners for 17 years, coming together at Hendrick in 2002. Over the years, they had their ups and downs. Though they were good friends, they fought like brothers, according to team boss Rick Hendrick. But the success they had together is unmatched in NASCAR and shows what can be achieved when the right 2 people come together at the right time. And finally, at number 1, we have Ayrton Senna and Gerhard Berger. From 1990 to 1992, Senna and Berger were teammates at McLaren. After the turbulent years of Senna versus Prost, Berger's arrival brought some harmony back to the team. The Austrian pushed Senna, but the two got on one off track, resulting in a sort of prank war between the two of them, which involved, among other things, frogs, cheese, shaving foam, and a flooded hotel room. The results on track were also impressive. In his first year at McLaren, Berger played a supporting role in Senna's second title victory, though he didn't just sit back and play number 2. Berger qualified on pole for the opening race of the season, though he was forced to retire with a clutch problem after hitting a wall. He then beat Senna in the following 2 races, though the Brazilian was soon back to winning ways. 1991, when Senna claimed the title again, and was once again pushed all the way by Berger. In their final years as teammates, as McLaren began to slip down the order, the pair finished 4th and 5th in the championship standings. Senna, knowing things were only going to get worse for McLaren, advised Berger to quit the team. The advice allowed Berger to move to Ferrari, where he finished 3rd in the 1994 standings. And those are our top 10 teammate pairings, as suggested by fans. Is there anyone we missed? Let us know in the comments below. And to join the conversation about all things motorsport, don't forget to download the Motorsport Fans app, where you'll find the pieces about all your favourite teams, discussions about pre-season testing, and exclusive Q&As with drivers.